Hello, hello, everybody. Good morning, and good morning to you, Lashes Journey. Thank you for being here. I hope Jamaica, the homeland, is treating you well, and I hope that you're enjoying your time there. So, I know you recently moved, or at least you're visiting. So, please definitely talk about your trip and experience if you want to in the chat. So, today, of course, I will be talking about the movie Long Legs. It's a horror thriller mystery type movie. If you haven't seen that movie and you plan on seeing that movie, then please put the volume of this video at extreme low so you can still support me. And then once you've seen the movie, come back to my video, comment what you thought for yourself of the movie. If you don't mind spoilers, then please, guys, sit, chat, get some popcorn, hot coffee, whatever works, and let's talk about it. So basically, I did see the movie about a month ago, give or take. I was disappointed. We'll start that as a first commentary about the movie. And guys, please also give the video, of course, a like, a share. We're all content creators. We know the game here. Um, and obviously, there is a poll about the Deadpool movie. Please participate in that as well. I'm just going to play my intro video and come right back to start talking about Longlegs. And we're back. So thank you guys for being here with me. We're going to go ahead and talk about Long Legs, a movie that came out earlier this year. Now, I don't know about if it's still in the US or Jamaica or internationally. I know here in Canada, it's still in some theaters, at least here in Montreal, it's still technically in theaters. So if you guys want to go see the movie, by all means, but you can also check to see if it's available on streaming services like Netflix or YouTube. I'm not sure if it's going to be there yet. It's probably still a little too early, but if you don't want to go see it in theaters or haven't had a chance to go see it in theaters, by all means, yes, look ahead to see if it will be available on particular streaming services or not. Probably YouTube will, at the very least, have it, most likely, but obviously not always. So I'm basically going to quote directly Wikipedia for the summary because I have to admit this movie for me was a bit confusing. So I know I'm not going to give it a good summary if I put this movie in my own words. So again, guys, this is coming directly from Wikipedia itself. So we're going to go ahead and start reading the plot of Long Legs. So, in 1970s Oregon, a young girl with a Polaroid camera follows a mysterious voice and encounters an erratic man in pale makeup outside her house. In the 1990s, FBI agent Lee Harker, who exhibits possible clairvoyance, is assigned by her supervisor, William Carter, to a case involving a series of unalivened suicides in Oregon. Each case involves a father unaliving his family and himself, leaving behind a letter with satanic coding signed Longlegs, whose handwritings belongs to none of the family members. Lee discovers that each family had a 9-year-old daughter born on the 14th of the month. The unalivings all occurred within 6 days before or after the birthday itself, and the unalivings form an occult triangle symbol on a calendar with one date missing. While talking to her mother, Ruth, Lee receives a coded birthday card from Longlegs, warning her that revealing the source of the cold will lead her to her mother's unaliven. Following a clue, Lee and Carter find a doll with a high energy metal orb inside. Despite Carter's skepticism of the supernatural, Lee theorizes that Longlegs uses these orbs to possess people as each family member receives a similar doll. After visiting Carrie, the sole survivor of Longlegs' attack, who has visited previously by someone using Lee's name, Carter suspects Lee's connections to Longlegs, discovering that Ruth had filed a police report of another intruder approaching Lee on her ninth birthday. Carter encourages Lee to talk to Ruth, who directs her to her childhood belongings, where she finds a Polaroid of a pale faced man, revealing Longlegs to be the man who had visited young Lee on her birthday. Lee submits the photo, leading to Longlegs' arrest. Realizing the missing birth date that is that day, Lee fears an accomplice will commit another unaliving. In the interrogation room, Longlegs claims to serve the man downstairs and hints at Ruth's involvement before the unaliving himself. Agent Browning drives Lee to her mother's home, where Lee witnesses Ruth murdering Browning with a shotgun. Ruth then destroys a doll resembling young Lee, causing Lee to lose consciousness. It is revealed Ruth has been Longlegs' accomplice since Lee's childhood. Longlegs forced Ruth to choose between her daughter's unaliven and his bidden, leading her to comply and spare Lee. Longlegs has since lived in the Harker basement, creating satanic dolls that Ruth, posing as a nun, delivered to families, causing them to unalive each other. Lee's doll blocked her memories of Longlegs while influencing her with his magic. Lee awakens in the basement and fears a demonic voice. Sorry, hears a demonic voice on the phone warning her about Williams's daughter's ninth birthday party, which has been scheduled for that day. Lee rushes to save the Carters, whose unaliven would complete Longlegs' triangle. She finds the family already possessed, with Ruth having delivered the doll. After William unalives his wife, Anna, Lee shoots him to protect Ruby. Ruth attacks with a dagger, forcing Lee to unalive her as well. Lee tries to destroy the doll, but runs out of ammunition. She tells Ruby they need to leave, but Ruby remains frozen, staring at the doll. So that was a summary of the movie Long Legs. Now, I'm not sure to close. I'm going to go back to the Wikipedia page to talk about who was in that movie. But I know one of the names you guys for sure will recognize, which is Nicolas Cage. He plays the main antagonist, Longlegs himself. But there was also Mecca Monroe, who plays Lee Harker, and Alicia Witt, who plays Ruth Harker. The other actor that I've seen and I know is, but I'm not too sure from what, is Blair Underwood. He's the guy that plays the FBI senior agent, William J. Carter. Um, and of course, Makeup Monroe's character, Lee Harker, is the other FBI agent, and Ruth Harker is her mother. So yeah, so as you can see, it's a fairly complicated movie, and you really don't get a sense that a whole bunch of issues in the movie don't really get resolved at the end of it. Um, it was also directed by Osgood Perkins. I don't think I've heard of this director. I'm just going to quickly look to see. Um, hmm. Okay, the face I recognize, but I'm trying to see. Okay, so I'm at the director's filmography to see what else he has done. He's directed the movie Removal, Cold Comes the Night, The Black Coat's Daughter, The Girl in the Photographs, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, Gretel and Hansel, Longlegs, and there's another movie coming out next year called The Monkey. So most of these movies, other than Gretel and Hansel, I haven't heard of. So I'm not surprised that this is why I don't really know the guy a whole bunch. But he does seem to have. Oh, now I recognize why I recognize his face. He is also an actor who has appeared in several movies, including the movie Legally Blonde in 2001. So I guess he's done other things as well. Well, actually, he was also in the movie Nope that came out 2 years ago that did very well. So yeah, so it looks like he's bouncing around doing a whole bunch of different things, which is always great to see with these actors that they're able to not just act but direct and do other things as well. So that's always great. So we're gonna go back to that page and we're gonna go, hello, hello, street poet. Thank you. I think this is the first time I see you here with us. Thank you for being here. And obviously, if you can participate in the poll and obviously share, like all that jazz. So yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys obviously my personal opinion about the movie, and that's all it is. It's my personal opinion of the movie. If you have seen the movie and disagree with me, by all means, share your opinion in a respectful fashion. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. This is a movie. Not everybody's gonna like it, not everybody's gonna hate it, right? So you guys have the right to have a different opinion about the movie. So overall, like I said before, I didn't really like the movie that much. It felt like it was going to focus more on the horror side of things, when in reality, it really focused a lot more on the sort of mystery, suspense aspect of things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For the for Deadpool and Wolverine, at this point, so many people have seen and talked about the movie. I don't think people are really surprised or shocked with the appearances. And obviously, I did talk about all of the appearances of that happened in Deadpool. There was quite a lot, and I know that there was plenty that they were planning on having but couldn't work out, either because it would have been too expensive or the actors said no, we don't want to participate in the movie. Hello, hello, Super Dave. How you doing? Hope everything is well. Yeah, yeah, Gambit was in Deadpool. But yeah, it's a very brief cameo for Gambit, so I didn't spoil a whole lot. But I do hope you still go see the movie. I thought it was worth it. Deadpool to me was one of those surprise movies where I honestly at first like, oh, Deadpool, really? And then when I saw the first one, I'm like, oh, okay, this is fun. This makes sense. And of course, like I said, good morning, Dave, Super Dave 44. Thank you for being here. And again, if you guys can participate in the poll, much appreciated. So yeah, so what I think about Longlegs, I was, like I said, fairly disappointed. Um, because even though you do discover who Longlegs is, um the important, like I said, for me, a lot of the times I don't mind that there are going to be things that are left unanswered and that leave you wondering, um as long as it makes sense, right? um in this movie, you do find out who Longlegs is, and that's the Nicolas Cage character. For those of you who don't know, you do know it. He's one of the main antagonists. You do find out that the main character of Harker, her mother, was helping him. You find out partially why she's helping the guy, uh, but you don't know the whole supernatural thing of is Satan really there? Does Satan really exist? Or is this just okay, this weird religious belief that these people have? Is it is there something bigger, right? And there's not enough to really make you want to like you can't go further than that, right? Because you have a lot of movies that do play on that idea of, is there something more to this or not? And speaking of the Deadpool movies, they do a good job. That's what I think got the Marvel movies doing a really good job, especially for the first generation and second generation. You got the little hints of it's going to lead you somewhere else. You're going to be brought to something else, right? There is more to the world. And they brought just enough that you were speculating, you were wondering, you were asking questions, and then in the following movies, you were getting the answers to the questions, but they were also, of course, asking more questions, leading you to more movies, more TV shows, more, right? While as in this movie, yes, you are left with wondering, is the is the occult aspect of the movie, is it something that's genuine? Is it something that's real? Or but you don't have enough to know what the name of the occult group is, how many people are involved. You don't even know for sure if Ruth, who's the mother, you don't even know for sure if she believes that Satan is real and that there's really these forces uh above nature and all so forth. You kind of get the impression that maybe she was hypnotized, or basically, okay, I'm scared for the life of my daughter, so I'm going to protect her and say and do whatever I need to make sure my daughter and I get out of this alive, etc. So it's disappointed in that level. And like I said earlier as well, you also get the impression that there could have been more to the horrific side, right? I've never been that person that believes in horror have to be gory, meaning that there's a lot of blood and violence. Um, but you never got a sense of real danger to the protagonist or to the other characters, right? You never got a sense of, oh my god, something bad could genuinely happen to the people involved in the stories other than the bad guy, right? And I think the only time you got at least some horror, some violence, some gore was when the antagonist Longlegs unalives himself. That's the only time where you did get some, and it kind of almost felt like a gimme, like, okay, let's just put this in to have it there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, you know, hey, let's build up to this guy could legitimately be this violent and horrible, and oh my god, he's legitimate scary. Like, to me, the character felt more like that a homeless person that you're like, ooh, are they, should we be calling the police? Or are they just on drugs or something? You know what I mean? You're not really sure how to handle it, but like, yeah, you're concerned, but you're not like absolutely. And I think that's why my third issue with this movie is Nick Cage is that kind of crazy manic energy where you don't know what he's gonna do next, but in a good way, right? Um Pennywise, I don't know Street Poet if I would consider Long Legs as a Pennywise, but that's the problem, right? In the movie, you're not getting a sense of, is Longlegs himself supernatural? Is he himself connected to the underworld and satanic? Or is he just a regular guy that's going around doing stupid stuff and unaliving people because he believes that he has? Now, again, there's a couple of scenes with the main character of Lee Harker herself. Yes, there's a couple moments where you're seeing stuff that, like, there's when the mother destroys the doll, this black cloud smoke thing comes out of her brain and she then faints. So you're like, oh, okay, is maybe the daughter somehow connected to the supernatural world, or is something going on there, but there's nothing beyond that. So you're kind of wondering what is this other world that they're building to, but there's never enough to just speculate, and oh, it has to be more of this, right? So that's the hard thing of a good mystery movie, or horror movie, is having that right balance of, yes, we're answering, we're building a world, we're giving you guys clues, we're giving you guys hints, we're telling you things, but not necessarily enough to, okay, we know all the answers in 10 minutes, and wow, this is boring, get the we're getting out. This was always a bit more, too much. Yeah, Renfield, I want to go see it. I did buy it on stream, so I will go watch it. But yeah, from one of those, it seems one of those movies like that. Oh, will it be good? Will it not be good? But we'll see. We'll see if I'm gonna like it or not. And I'll probably review that movie as well. And I did see a couple other movies as well, like Borderlands. Obviously, I did see Deadpool 3. I also saw Furiosa, which I'm gonna be making in process of slowly editing a video, and giving you guys my thoughts about that movie in a longer form video. But yeah, so overall, like I said, I was fairly disappointed with this movie. I felt like the plot was going in so many different directions needlessly, like, and it didn't feel like the storytelling itself was at a good pace. Like, it took so long to get to the point where we discovered that, hey, this guy here is connected to Lee Harker, and this is how, and this is why. And then by the time we got to the end of the movie, it felt like the last 10 minutes, everything was just rushing. Here's 100 different things. And it's like, why could you guys have spread that a little bit more? So I felt the ending was needlessly rushed. And to get to the end, it was needlessly prolonged to get there. So overall, I honestly, if you guys, I semi regret that I went to see it they had it in VIP. And as you guys most likely will know, but maybe don't know, when you some theaters have what's called the VIP section, right? Where the seats are way more comfortable, but they're also, the tickets tend to be more expensive. They do have people delivering food to you directly, but of course it is more expensive when you do that. And I do semi regret going to see the movie in the VIP section, because it's like I paid a pretty penny to go see this movie, and I was pretty disappointed. So, but it's like, look, you kind of learn sometimes, and that, hey, sometimes the hype for a movie is way more than what it is. But it is what it is. Sometimes you make that mistake. So, but it is what it is. So basically, so far, two of you voted. So on the poll, so one person said they didn't see the movie, and one person said none, all of them. And who was that, as far as the favorite appearance in the movie? So I'm going to end the poll now, guys. And but yeah, so I'm pretty much, like I said, pretty disappointed with the movie. I think they could have done better. Now, one of the things that I do like is that they didn't put this isn't one of those heavy CGI computer generated monster, and I'm glad they at least didn't go that level. And if they do a follow up of this movie, I suspect they probably will, because of the ending of it. They probably will, but obviously there's no guarantees, right? I'm just hoping that that's not the route that they go with, that there's this big evil gross monster and all that stuff. I just hope that that's not where they go with this movie. Although sometimes having the big bad being a monster can be a good thing, it's like in Jeepers Creepers, where that's what was happening, right? You had the big bad being a monster, being the scary, is it a monster from the outer world? Is it an alien? Is it a demon? Is it, whatever? That was a good route. And they kept just that right level of mystery and, hey, this is what's going on, right? Um, It's just crazy that the director, you guys can look it up for yourselves, but the director was accused of doing inappropriate things with a person under the age of 18. So, obviously, if you guys don't want to see the movie and support that kind of person, I don't blame you. But I did see the first and second one before I knew that that's what his records were, unfortunately. I thought if I didn't know that about the movies, like about the guy, the movies themselves are really good. It's just a shame that they were done by such a shitty person. But anyways, obviously that's a discussion for another time as to whether or not you support a movie because one or some people were involved in certain kinds of criminal activities or criminal activities in general, whatever. Obviously, everybody has their opinions and thoughts about that. Anyways, but yeah, I think Long Legs could have done so many better things. But something like not having a big bad monster being the thing. That's what I really liked. Yeah, you're right, Street Poet. The Woody Allen also has really strange history. So does Roman Polanski, obviously Elvis, and we all know Michael Jackson obviously has had some accusation, nothing legally proved. Obviously, they're all allegations with Michael Jackson's, obviously. And unfortunately, we had a big downfall with Bill Cosby as well. Admitted in a court of law that he did do inappropriate things with women. So yeah, you have a very lot of talented people who have come out with great music or movies or TV shows, and you find out that they've done things that you wouldn't be proud if this is with your kid doing this. You certainly wouldn't be proud of them doing it. So do you separate the person from their art? Do you not? Like I said, that's a debate for another day. Like I said, the other thing I liked about the movie is that they didn't do a whole lot of CGI. There was little bits here and there, and they probably do use CGI for things like color corrections and adding things to the scene in the background that you may not notice. I don't think they've done that with the movie. They're like, okay, color correction, that kind of thing, yeah. But as far as adding things to the background, I try to look because there's couple of spots where you would expect, okay, maybe there's something hiding in the background, hiding in that dark corner. I didn't notice anything, but hey, I could have missed it as well. I may decide to rent the movie when it's on YouTube or something, or if it's on Netflix, I might just rewatch it and pay more attention to the background and see if there's something maybe I missed, and maybe that's why I didn't like the movie as much. So, but yes, I'm iffy about this movie. On a scale of 10, I would give it a 5, where it was good for some things and really bad for others. So, um not like if you didn't see the movie in the big screen, you did not miss anything. It is the kind of movie that honestly, if you watch it at home on Netflix and you have a decently sized screen, you're fine. It's really not that kind of movie that you absolutely need to see it in movie theaters in order to get a really good experience. A movie like Furiosa, on the other hand, if you missed it in theaters, yes, you did miss a really good experience. I loved Furiosa to the point where I saw it 3 times. I thought it was absolutely worth going to see Furiosa in the big screen. So yeah, you do have some movies where, look, don't bother spending the money on seeing it in theaters, and unfortunately, Long Legs was one of those movies. So basically, guys, that was my general thoughts about the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed my opinion on it. And like I said, if you've seen the movie itself, uh, please comment on the video on the live what your thoughts were. If you haven't seen it and you end up seeing it later on, come back to this and say, "Hey, I disagree with you, or you agree, and here's why." Blah blah blah. I definitely like talking about movies and enjoy having conversations. I used to do that quite some time ago when I started taking my channel seriously as a content creator about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I do miss having those kinds of conversations. So if anybody is interested in having either a spin-off channel, or I'm a guest on your channel, you're a guest on my channel, and we have the quote unquote sit down conversations about movies, please let me know. Let's try to see if that is something that we can work out, because like I said, I definitely like having these kinds of solo conversations where it's just me talking about my opinion, but I find it's a lot more durable when there's two or three people bouncing off each other and talking and giving each other different thoughts and all that stuff. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked my review of this movie. Let me know what your thoughts are about the movie. Like I said, if you've seen it yourself. And I hope you guys have enjoyed my live. I obviously came out with a video a couple of days ago about the Acadian culture. It is a longer video. It's about 50 minutes, a little over 50 minutes. I know it's a long one. I enjoyed making it. I'm not Acadian myself, but it's one of those, being from Quebec. I have a lot of history lessons about the area and the culture. It's sort of, it's not been the main focus of Quebec history, but yes, you do hear stories about Acadia. Um, of course, there's the movie Acadian that is out on Shutter right now. I probably will watch it this weekend, and do a movie review on that movie as well at some point. Um, and I probably also will review a couple other movies that I've seen recently or over the years that I just haven't gotten around. Now, obviously, guys, as you can see, there will be another live next week about YouTube promotions and premium, where I'm just going to talk about it briefly. Of course, guys, I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm not a YouTube employee. So I'm just giving you guys a brief summary of those two features to let you guys know if it's worth having those two features, because you do have to pay for those things. But yeah, I'll be talking about that next week. In the meantime, I'll try to get out a couple more videos. As you guys know, I'm regularly putting out shorts. So if you guys want to see one of my shorts, please, by all means, I've created a couple different playlists. So please, guys, give me a like, give me a share, see my content, share your opinions, all that jazz. You guys know what buttons to press. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this live, and I will be letting you guys go. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.